Alright, what is going on, everybody? We are back for our final full day of the regular season here at Nemesis for season number 5. We've got a lot in store for you guys tonight, kicking things off with a winner go home match in the Titan League with Diversion versus Grandmasters. And I am once again Rocker Man. I guess I'm always Rocker Man, but once again I am Rocker Man. And I'm joined by the one and only Cooking Bagels. Bagels, how you doing tonight, man?
A little tired, but excited to see some Rocket League action, especially in the Titan League, and no less a play-in match
Mm.
between Diversion and Grandmasters here. And fun fact, Grandmasters are actually be playing in their second play-in match 2 seasons in a row. Season 4, they just missed out on it by losing to Venganza. Now they have another chance here for Foam to try and make playoffs here on the Grandmasters in Season 5.
Yeah, and if anyone recalls that matchup, Bagels, that was that was
It
an
was an
interest.
interesting match.
It was, that's one way to put it. It was very interesting. Some there's some yabba dabba doing, I think, at some point, and
Yeah.
it was something. It was something. But hopefully that one lives up to, or this match lives up to the hype because we've got Diversion and Grandmasters who Diversion led the Western Conference pretty much all season, fell back down, and they made an insane comeback on stream on Monday. Bagels. That was an insane matchup, and they've got to be feeling good heading into this one.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, Diversion, they started out the season pretty hot, but ever since coming out to, I believe what they had was like a 7-2 record or something like that, they kind of fell off the wayside a little bit because they were at the top, and then Gravity overtook them. And then, like you said, Grandmasters, they've been kind of coming back from the depths. So I think whoever wins this kind of deserves to be in the playoffs here, as the East has been the team to beat so far, as pretty much every team representing the East in playoffs has a better record than any of the West teams. So it's going to
Yes,
be up to the West to try and prove themselves.
yeah, the only Western team that made it at the moment is Gravity, who have clinched. Well, actually, they haven't even clinched the two overall seed. Diversion actually still has that to play for, sitting at 8-7. Gravity 9-6. There's a world, Bagels, where Diversion could come all the way down from seventh, a tie for seventh before yesterday, all the way to the second seed, and that would be a miraculous comeback if they were able to pull that one off.
That would be interesting, as that's just the way the seeding works out with the
Yeah.
conference-based seeding. Um, but I mean, on the other side, the East, I think before the forfeit win from Blizzard today, there were, I think, wait, are there
Yeah.
5 teams tied at 9-6 right now?
I believe there's four. There's four teams tied in 9-6 at the moment. But I guess Blizzard had a win earlier, so they're 10-6, so they improve out of the pack a little bit. But yeah,
Yeah.
Gravity, Blizzard, Reapers, and Lions all tied at 9-6. And you referenced those three teams in the East: Blizzard, Reapers, and Lions, taking the qualifying spots there. The one from each conference qualifier, which is the Eastern qualifier, and then the two overall next best overall records also coming out of the East. So the last available spot for Titan League, it comes down to Diversion versus Grandmasters here to get that final Western Conference wildcard seed. And it looks like, depending on how things go, if Diversion wins, they could end up being the 2 seed, like we said. But if Grandmasters win, it looks like they'll end up being the 6 seed. So still quite, like we said, quite a bit to play for. And when you get into games like these, Bagels, these are kind of what you play your season for. A lot on the line tonight. Both teams, know you got to perform. Like we said, like I said, we saw it from Diversion on Monday, and now I'm curious to see how Grandmasters can make something happen here, because we haven't really seen too much from them. They had some roster shakeups here and there, and they finally settled on a roster here. I think it's YSL, Mitch, and Deluxe. So, I'm curious to see how they're going to perform here, because we haven't really seen much from them at all.
Yeah, well, the audience may not have seen that much, but I know I've seen a lot, and there's a lot of mauled potential on this Grandmasters squad between whoever the third is with YSL or Foam there, as Mitch and Deluxe are kind of very memey, and YSL and Foam both have their moments. They can both be great players, but I mean, half the time you don't know what kind of play you're going to get out of them, so it's going to be up to Mitch and Deluxe to try and carry the Grandmasters to a victory here.
Yeah, we'll see. And I'm seeing from the chat here and from my DMs is that Mitch is actually sleeping right now, apparently. So he's not here. So we might actually see the man you're referencing to see if we can make a playoff spot. We might see Foam coming into this game to try to clutch up for his team.
That's certainly possible, and if that is the case, it is almost a guaranteed diversion victory. No offense,
Whoa,
but
whoa.
uh, they could be memeing. I don't know. Actually, I'm on Epic right now, so I don't have Mitch added on here, but I don't know if he's actually on the game or if he's MIA or what the deal with Mitch is, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, they've got a couple minutes here until the forfeit timer. Technically 4 minutes, so we've got 4 minutes to burn here as we wait for them to join. But it looks like for Diversion, they'll be rocking with their same squad that we saw earlier on Monday in that crazy reverse sweep over Gravity to give themselves a shot at a 2 seed. They've got Butters, Zerf, and Laser, and three really good players there, Bagels. And I know from watching the series personally myself on Monday, there is something special when Diversion is playing aggressive and on the offensive.
Yeah, definitely. And I unfortunately missed that game, but the fact that they were able to beat Gravity proves a lot to their potential. And I saw them earlier on in the season on another stream match. I don't quite remember who they were playing, but they kind of I think they were playing Pinnacle at the time because they both had a really similar record. I think they were both trying to get 8-0 or something like that. And Diversion kind of just rolled over and took the beating from Pinnacle, I think. And I think since then they kind of got a little bit of reality check. They got a few losses, and the fact that they were able to beat Gravity is a big win right there. And they're gonna have to beat Grandmasters here if they have any hopes. And honestly, Titan League as a whole has been kind of a weird season, as a lot of the teams have been playing with subs, just the availability not there in the summer break. And hopefully in playoffs we can really see everybody's true potential with the full rosters.
And we'll have to see. We're getting them joined up here. We're getting right into the action. Into game number 1 here. Winner go home. Bagels. As we get things going, I need a quick prediction here from you. Who's taking this one? And who's going to the playoffs? Who's going home?
Like I said earlier, I think if Mitch is not in the lobby, this is a convincing Diversion victory. But and that being said, we'll have to see if Foam can clutch up and be the player that he can be at times. But otherwise, I got Diversion here if Mitch can't make it in. He's on his phone. He's got the little phone icon on his Discord, so I don't know if he's starting the PC up or what, but I got Diversion at the moment.
All right, well, we'll have to see who's going to take this one. Reminder, winner is going to the playoffs here. Essentially a play-in game for the final spot in the Titan League playoffs. We got Diversion in the red. We talked about the rosters already with Laser, Butters, and Zerf. And then on the Grandmasters side, we've got YSL, Deluxe, and Foam, who's in for Mitch in this one. So I know we talked about him, but is Foam the player to watch here? The X Factor? I know you kind of referenced him a couple times earlier. I'm kind of feeling the X Factor moment from Foam. And Foam is going for the double tap there. Almost able to put it on just a bit wide, but maybe the X Factor here.
That would have been the ultimate crystal ball moment right there, where the moment we say his name, he comes up with a double tap. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get that, but I think Foam is always an X factor. If Foam is playing well on his team, I think the team will ultimately do well on any team that he's on.
We'll see if he can do well tonight. They're going to need it here with all the pressure on the line. This winner-go-home matchup as Zerf trying to send this one in. Foam able to get a 50 out. As Butters is already up, sending it off the backboard. YSL trying to get out to it, can't find a touch. Butters with the shot, and he puts it by Deluxe. And Diversion taking the early lead.
Yeah, just awkward positioning from YSL right there. He was kind of a little bit below the play, and he tried to get up for a second chance at that challenge. And by the time he went over there, he had to try and pre-flip, just couldn't get there. Put Deluxe in an awkward spot. But on the opposite side, a solid read from Butters to put that on with some pace. And starting out with the lead here for Diversion.
When almost an answer coming back, there is Foam. He puts it in off the pass from Deluxe, and we're tied at 1.
It's a slow roller from Foam. And that's going to get it tied back up as a scuffle on the goal line. Nobody could find a touch for Diversion, and within 5 seconds, pretty much, Grandmasters find an answer.
It was a slow roller, but hey, you know what? Even the slow rollers do count if they go in the back of the net. Counts the same as a fast one. So home. They would have put that one home. And they would have tied this ball game up, and now he's on the air dribble looking up for Deluxe, and that one just goes
No.
by the
Oh,
defender, and he's got 2 goals on the day.
I I'm not even sure what happened here. Laser, he trying to rotate back, maybe afraid of a bump, and I think he was trying to read Deluxe, and Deluxe probably should have had a shot opportunity right there. Not entirely sure if he faked that on purpose, but either way, Foam gonna get another slow roller in the back of the net, and kind of 2 weird goals there for Grandmasters.
The 2 weird goals, but they find the back of the net, and that's all you can ask for here, especially in a game like this. And I have to wonder, Bagels. We don't normally talk about it too much in Titan games, but being on stream, I know Diversion has some experience, but in a pressure-packed game like this, how much do you think nerves are playing a factor in how they're performing in game one?
I mean, I think every player would probably say that the stream doesn't affect them, but I think once you get in the match, you get that extra little chip on your shoulder, like you want to win, especially on stream. You don't want to be losing when it doesn't matter if even 5 people are watching. You want to win, and as YSL's gonna get in a third one in for Grandmasters, that's 3 in a row unanswered.
And Grandmaster just coming out here lazy with an awkward touch, and YSL, he's just waiting for it, able to send it home in 3-1. And looks like Grandmasters, they're not feeling any nerves already, as they're up. And 2 minutes remaining in this game, and they are looking pretty solid at the moment. Like you said, couple weird goals, but hey, a 2-goal lead in Titan League, that is something that you gotta be happy with.
Yeah, definitely. Any lead, especially in Titan League, is coveted, but 2 goals gives you enough of a cushion to avoid a highlight reel play coming out from Zerf, who was a great player last season. He's on the defense here, trying to make the play, and maybe a bit of a feel side flip as not really a great flick, should have made the save.
Yeah, YSL, he flicks it over, and Zerf, he jumped a little bit too early, it looked like there, as he's trying to find the defense, and YSL with another goal on the board. And Grandmasters, after dropping that first goal, it seemed a little bit concerning after that one, but they have a great battle back here, and 4-1 now, minute 30. Diversion has to find some offense.
Definitely an opportunity here. Laser trying to attempt the pancake, but too hard of a read to try and make. But I mean, yeah, especially now with the 3-goal lead, going back to the lead conversation, 2-goal leads is nice, but now they're sitting at 3, and I was going to talk about Zerf there, and ever since his promotion to Titan League, he hasn't really been able to come up with those highlight reel plays, those star-studded caliber performances that he showed up in Season 4, and he's finding his way onto a roster that can make playoffs here at the moment, but they're going to have to start performing here looking into Game 2 as stands the first minute. It's been all Grandmasters.
And only a minute remaining now, and Diversion still looking for something as an opportunity for Elder pass, but Butters, he can't quite connect. Maybe try to fake it out as Deluxe is there to the ceiling, looking for a flip reset. But Zerf, he's going to find the touch as this one popped up. Butters trying to send it down, but as the time ticks away, Grandmasters looking solid in this one. And they might have another free goal. Deluxe just has to put it on the net. He throws it up the crossbar and in. Deluxe with another one. And it's 5-1 Grandmasters.
And that is a convincing Game 1 victory from them after giving up a defensive error on the first goal that Diversion capitalized on. And kind of just strange goals here for Grandmasters. I mean, they're definitely good opportunities. They've hit every opportunity that should have been scored on. They're only sitting at 8 shots, and they've capitalized 5 of the 8 opportunities. So definitely good on them. But on the opposite side, I feel like a lot of these are just Diversion errors in rotation or just kind of mechanical errors that are putting them out of position. And I would definitely expect Diversion to come back here in Game 2 as I think they know that they're a better team than what they put up here in Game 1.
Yeah, 5-1 deficit here in this game number 1 as Grandmasters are going to take the win, and a good win at that. So we're gonna have to see here. Bagels, if they can make a little bit of a comeback.
Yeah, and I think if they don't, not to kind of rag on them too hard, but if they don't come back in Game 2, it kind of just gonna tout up the East here for a bit or a second, but it kind of just speaks to the competition in the West. I feel like the only team to beat here really in the West is gravity at the moment. And I mean, maybe with Grandmasters, with Deluxe and Mitch on the field at the same time, but we don't even know if we're going to get that today, let alone in playoffs if they make it that far. But I think the East is just a better conference right now. And the fact that Grandmasters are winning with two low 1700 players against three players who have all been 1900 plus at a point is a little concerning there if you're Diversion. So I'm expecting in the past 60 seconds here that Diversion had a little bit of a team huddle to try and get it started here.
Yeah, and something to note here as we're heading into game number two. Diversion, they've come back before. We talked about it. You know, it seemed like they were going to be down and out in that Gravity series after getting blown out in the first two games, and then they come roaring back with 3 straight wins. So you can never really count this Diversion squad out, especially after what we saw. But you know, as we head into game two, I'm certain that they don't want to have to pull a reverse sweep. Although I did get a message here as Deluxe puts it in. Hold that thought here. Grandmasters take the early lead.
And you know that it's important to be able to come back, but you don't want to have to, as you never know if lightning is going to strike twice. And again, just seems like the rotation came undone there for Diversion, and Deluxe put that one home.
A nice open net there, and Grandmasters are gonna take another one 2-0, and things not going well here for Diversion in game two.
No, that one even more unfortunate. The last, you never want to give up a kickoff goal, but even then, it seems like Laser coming out of the corner may have been cheating up in the midfield, and you know, always just a safe option to rotate back off the kickoff to try and avoid that situation.
And 2-0 here early. I was gonna reference before 2 quick goals in the first 30 seconds, but I did get a message from Butters, who's the captain of this Diversion squad, and he told me, Bagels. This man said to me, he said we're gonna pull the reverse sweep for the content. So so you know, I wouldn't count them out by any means. If they're going for reverse sweep for the content, you know, I don't recommend it as a team strategy, but I do recommend it as a content strategy. As this is a demo play. Oh my goodness, Deluxe scores off the demo from Foam.
Yeah, and I think this one might have found its way through either way. I don't think Butters was getting a touch on this. Maybe he could have saved it off to the side, but either way, good positioning from Foam there. The X factor in the series, apparently, to make sure that that one was 100% secured. And I'm not too sure. It definitely seems like they're trying to score here, but reverse sweep or not, I wouldn't be trying to put too much memeage on that one for a play-in game to the playoffs.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I think he was just joking when he said, "Don't worry, we will deliver another reverse sweep." More of a meme than anything, but hey, you know, with the way things are looking right now, they're gonna need that energy, as it's 3-0 here, and the Grandmasters are doing this all without Mitch, who some regard as their potentially their best player. Maybe Deluxe, there could be a little bit of an argument, but definitely one of their best players, and he's not even in the lobby right now.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. You have to be a little concerned with the level of competition coming out of the West at the moment. As I did speak earlier, as Deluxe able to get that save off to the side, that a lot of subs have been used across the Titan League season. Just a lot of people not able to have their full rosters at all times. But again, if this is what the Grandmasters are doing with basically 2 subs, Foam can be a starter, but performance not always there, and they are just dominating the full roster of Diversion here.
They really are, and 3-0 Diversion held scoreless in this one. And you have to find something. They almost had an opportunity there before, and Zerf is showing off some of those mechanics we referenced earlier. Maybe a little bit, but couldn't quite put it on the net. As now Diversion still down by 3, halfway gone in game number 2. As Zerf is up there looking for the shot, but it's blocked away and sent down. As the time now down to 2 minutes in this one. Laser with the musty. Gonna set this one up high. Opportunity, but a nice clear way as Butters has to get this one a little bit awkward there. He can't find the touch, and Deluxe is gonna get the goal, and it is 4-0 for the Grandmasters.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if he just missed the touch or if the bump came out from YSL. A little bit too hard to tell, but either way, another one that finds its way through. That is a 4-goal lead for the Grandmasters. And again, it just seems like the rotation, this is the same thing that was happening in game 1, the same match that I saw earlier on in the season against Pinnacle. the rotation for Diversion is it's just not there. They're all clustered up on offense, and here's Butters racing back in a 3v1. Luckily, the shot wasn't quite good enough for Foam, but again, they just got to get this rotation in order if they have any hopes of trying to perform that clutch reverse sweep once again.
Yeah, and all the alarm bells are ringing in my head, Bengals. I just gotta throw it out there. I'm a man for the content, but even if I wasn't rooting for that content, the alarm bells are going off because this is exactly what we saw with Diversion on Monday. They got blown out in game one. They got blown out and held scoreless as that one almost went in. It is gonna go in. Foam puts it home. But this is exactly what happened on Monday. They went down game one, got held scoreless in game two, and then all of a sudden they started coming back. But getting held scoreless, they're not showing too many signs of life.
Yeah, no, and they only scored 1 goal in game one, so far I think they've been outscored 10-1 at this point, and it just has not looked good. They haven't even really been able to get onto offense either game. They're sitting at 3 shots here with a minute left for game 2, and I think it's mainly the rotation. It looks like when they're on the ball, they're making touches on offense, but they're just constantly racing back on the defense, double committing there, but honestly, anything to try and get goal opportunity started is Deluxe with the open net miss, but Foam there to clean it up, and 6-0 for Grandmasters, and I don't even really know what to say besides the rotation. I don't even know if Grandmasters are playing well.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either. Diversion, you saw the double commit there that led to that goal on that aerial attempt, and yeah, now 6-0. I think we can pretty safely chalk this up to a Grandmasters win. But as we head into game number 3, Bengals, it's do or die now, and you have to realize that this is your season. If you lose, you are eliminated and you are going home. And Grandmasters, they'll be 1 game away from sending themselves to the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. And mentioned season 4 earlier, they just missed out on a game 5 OT, I believe it was, at the end of season 4, which allowed Venganza to make it into playoffs. They ended up losing round 1 anyway, as Grandmasters will pick up a 7th there. But the way they're playing right now, they look like they want it, and they don't want to miss out on playoffs for a 2nd season in a row, as I think every season besides the last one, they've made playoffs, season 2, 3, and now 5 if they sneak through here.
Yeah, and I'm actually curious, Bengals, do you remember, was that a reverse sweep by Venganza? In that,
it was.
Yeah, it was.
They got reverse swept with the rival player in Bubs playing on their team, and
Wow.
Grandmasters had Talo. I mean, the Grandmasters had their full roster, and they got reverse swept, so.
So, hey, if there were storylines, Bengals, if there was a script, I'm not saying that there is, but if I was writing a script, there are some very interesting coincidences here as Grandmasters take game number 2. That's all I'll say about there. So there's some interesting coincidences between that last season, Grandmasters up 2-0, get reverse swept to go out of playoffs, and Diversion pulled off a reverse sweep on Monday. So if we're going off past trends, I say they're speaking to us.
Yeah, I mean, trends or not, I think if Bubbly's Titan team got reverse swept in 2 playoff matches or play-in matches in a row to end off the season, I think Bubbly would just quit being GM, as that would truly be an absolute catastrophe. But I mean, I said if Mitch wasn't playing, it was Diversion's game to basically lose, and they're losing it right now. They just don't look good. I think Laser was complaining a little bit about the internet earlier, but his pings looked fine the whole time. I think it's just a chemistry issue right now. Their rotation does not look good. They have no shots. They don't even have a chance on offense if they can't get on defense, and they're currently being outscored 12-1 across these first 2 games, which is that's 2.4 goals a game for. I don't even know. I'm not even gonna bother doing math. I don't want to think about it. It's way more than 2.4. But, I mean, either way, Diversion, they got to clutch up here. They got to find something, go back to the basics. And maybe not even the basics. I think they got to target the X Factor and Foam. If they can get Foam to mauled, I think that throws off the comps a little bit in Grandmasters. And then Deluxe will kind of start throwing shade on him. But I think they got to target Foam, maybe demo him, make him miss an open net, miss a play on defense, something. They got to target Foam. I think that's the key to victory right now.
All right, well, we will have to see in this one. The season is on the line for Diversion here. They are down 2-0 in this best of 5. Winner is heading to the playoffs here, and loser is going home. And start to game 3. Here's Zerf to the ceiling, getting it by 1, looking out in the midfield. As YSL blocking this one up high, Laser trying to get to it over the top of 1, off the backboard. Can he find the double tap? Zerf can't connect, but Butters is there for the shot. And oh my goodness,
Oh
Zerf!
my God.
He just saved the ball out of the net.
And that was exactly what they needed to start it off, and the unfortunate moldage for them continues as rotation. They were rotating straight through the enemy net, and he blocked his teammate's own shot right there.
Oh my goodness! Now that might be one of the most unfortunate things I've seen, especially when you're down in this series and needing any sort of boost you can get. Is now Diversion gonna have to dig even deeper in this game as they look to attempt the reverse sweep. This ball to the corner, pinched back all the way down in Diversion zone. Butters gonna take it up high, send it out of the middle. Foam. It's gonna get dunked by Butters, who sends us up. YSL out of the midfield. Opportunity there is this one on net, but Deluxe, right place, make that save. This one out of the middle, a nice bump comes out, but a dunk comes through, and that is going all the way down. Grandmasters get the goal off the dunk, and they take the lead yet again.
And just an unfortunate goal for Diversion to give up, especially after the open net block from Zerf, and just not the way you want to start it off. And especially Foam, he's got 2 points. You're doing the right thing. Foam is not a factor on the field at the moment, and they're still losing. As let me call myself out, as Lasuga in chat says, can't do 12 divided by 2. Just didn't have the math in my head at the moment. It was 6 goals a game through the first 2 games, so my bad on that one.
Hey, you know what? We're not here because we're good at math. We're here because we can talk about Rocket League. And this one, a shot attempt to be saved on the goal line by Laser, keeping his team in this one as Butters is trying to find a dunk. But now 3 minutes remaining, and Deluxe is going to put it in. Another goal. The Grandmasters are feeling it right now, up 2-0.
Yeah, and just, it seems like every time there's a last-ditch clear attempt coming out for Diversion, they're just getting dunked. They just need to approach these challenges better. And actually, Butters has gotten dunked on the last 2 goals right there in the corner. Although maybe his teammates could have bailed him out, but on the other one with the pinch, he kind of just went for a bad challenge. And after that open net block from Zerf, it has just been, once again, all Grandmasters as, hold up 1 second, as Laser going for the musty double, who's now sitting in the breakout. Interesting choice of card there. And it seemed to be working for them in the first minute, but once again, they're now sitting at 14-1 in the goal differential, and it is just, it's going to be quite a comeback here in this final 2.5 minutes.
At 2.5 minutes remaining, and Diversion needs at least 2 goals if they're going to want to stay alive and have a chance in the playoffs. This ball's sent up. Butters trying to get out to a teammate. Zerf with the dunk attempt there. YSL is blocked by Butters, but this one heading back to the Diversion zone. As Foam trying to get a pass out of the midfield. Zerf going to pop it up. Butters over the top of 1, but he's not going to find the foul. Laser is there for the shot, but Deluxe with a huge save as Butters colliding into his teammate. They're trying to keep it in, but just not able to get that one through as Deluxe coming up huge with that save, and now just under 2 minutes, and Diversion has got to be feeling the pressure right now.
Yeah, definitely, and it's just so frustrating when you have a good opportunity and somebody comes flying from off screen to make a crazy save. Good play from Deluxe, and actually 2 players on Diversion almost colliding with each other to kind of force its way through, but again saved away. And now 2-goal lead here with YSL, putting it in a dangerous spot. Still dangerous again off the ceiling. Double poke. Okay. I think it's done and dusted here.
Oh my goodness, Deluxe coming through with the banger, dropping down, and Laser, unfortunately, right into his car, and now we're going to have to see a miracle, Bagels. We're going to have to send the prayers in the chat as they are now down 3-0 with under a minute, or just over a minute remaining.
Yeah, they really got to throw it all on the line here, try and get something going. Here's a good opportunity. Zerf looking for the redirect off the crossbar. Laser there for the shot, and there's finally some momentum, scoring their first goal since the first minute of game 1.
And maybe there is some life here. Laser going bottom right. I've seen crazier things, Bagels. I've seen crazier things, and there's 59 seconds to find at least 2 goals.
There certainly is. It's going to have to start with a good kickoff, and they get possession of the back corner. Zerf up again. Was going to say if Foam was not on the backboard, would have been a good opportunity for a second. But again, the rotation an issue. Butters and Laser on top of each other. Final 40 seconds. Going to have to get nice play started here.
Wiz Laser getting it by one. Can he send it to the middle? That ball pops up high, but Diversion. They are all in the zone trying to get some offense. This one off the backboard. Sent to the side. And only 30 seconds now. They have to get one now. This ball popped up. A great touch, but it's just wide. Can they turn it around here? A double commit and Deluxe patient. But Laser almost snipes it in. But it goes off the crossbar. And now the time they have to score now on this opportunity. Zerf trying to put it in. But Grandmasters are crowding the net. And final 10 seconds here. Can they put one in? Or will the Grandmasters be moving on to the playoffs? The time says yes. And the Grandmasters are going to survive here. And they are heading to the playoffs.
And I just wanted to see Diversion play like that the whole series. There was just this sudden burst of aggressiveness because they knew their backs were against the wall and they were going for some outfield passes, trying to get some transitional plays, working together as a team. But even in the final minute there, I mean, granted, it was the final minute, they had to try and get something going, but they were just clustered. It was the whole point of the story, or the whole series. They were just clustered all next to each other on offense, and they had to waste all their boost going back to defense, and it just didn't make any sense. And Grandmasters with the sub-in, it was a cakewalk, honestly. I don't know what the deal was.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. As it seemed, it just seemed like Diversion. It was the Diversion that we saw in the first two games against Gravity, and they made an insane comeback. I'm sad for them that they couldn't pull it off and reel it all the way to the playoffs. But you know, they're just missing that extra step. And Grandmasters, they're happy. They're happily going to take this one, Bagels, as they're gonna get themselves in. And I mean, what a performance! We talked about last season. They couldn't get it done. Got reverse swept by Venganza, but they shut it down today. They said no more. And they pull out a sweep. And even with Foam as the sub in, coming in without Mitch, they take the sweep, and they lock themselves in.
Yeah, I really don't know what happened to Mitch, but they honestly didn't need him as they looked really confident. But honestly, I'm a little bit worried even with Mitch. I don't really think the Mitch and Deluxe combo with either Foam or YSL's the third is going to be a championship caliber team, but they certainly could be a dangerous team, at least all the way to semis. I mean, maybe they could pull off an upset or two, but I mean, it just looked easy for them tonight, and I'd definitely be looking out for Mitch when he does make his return. If he does return, I'm not quite sure what happened to him, but I mean, either way, a good performance from the Grandmasters to avoid missing out on the playoffs 2 seasons in a row.
Yeah, and the Grandmasters lock themselves in, and that sets us up, Bengals. Sets us up a little bit with that Titan playoff bracket. Just taking a look at things how they stand right now. Blizzard sitting at 3 seed. This Grandmasters squad, it puts them in as the 6 seed, which would at the moment, depending on how things go, I'm not certain. I think Blizzard may have clinched the 3 seed outright. I'll have to confirm later, but that would set up a matchup between Blizzard versus Grandmasters. And then on the other side, it would be Reapers versus Lions, your team, who we'll see a little bit later tonight. What do you think about those two potential matchups as things sit right now?
I think we need to do some number crunching because I think if by some miracle my team wins tonight against Pinnacle, I don't know how Blizzard is ahead of us because both the series went to Game 5. They won one, we won one, so I think it goes to conference record after that. I don't know.
It
But
does. They have the conference record. I checked the tiebreaker earlier today. They have the conference tiebreaker. Actually, they won, so I think they actually clinch it outright, no matter what, because they just won. Actually, this is a cross conference one. You have one more. Oh goodness, I'll have to double check, but
well, we'll have to
it's
figure it
close.
out.
It's close. It's close.
Either way, we're going to have to beat Pinnacle. But I mean, I think Blizzard's going to be without their starting roster for playoffs as well. So I think if they had their starting roster, I honestly think Blizzard would be an extremely dark horse team. I think they could be a championship team if they had all 3 players. I mean, if they somehow can field all 3 of those guys, I think that's the most dangerous team, even over Pinnacle with their starting roster. So I honestly have a lot of confidence in Blizzard if they can somehow field their team.
Yeah, we'll have to see. They did upset Pinnacle. Pinnacle's only loss on the season. We'll be seeing them. We talked about Pinnacle versus Reapers to close out the night at the 9:30, a banger matchup. We'll see Bagels back on stream for that one. But we're gonna be heading to a short break here as we're gonna be heading up into the Prospect League. Where we're gonna have Barbarians taking on Flurry. Another entertaining matchup as seeding is on the line. Barbarians coming at 13-4. Flurry at 12-5, and it's a battle for that Atlantic Division title in the Prospect League. It's gonna be another great matchup. Make sure you guys follow the channel if you haven't already. We're gonna be streaming the play-in matches for Rival League through Novice League next week on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. You don't want to miss it. It's gonna be crazy, and then playoffs are after that. The next 2 weeks after, it's gonna be a crazy time. Make sure you guys follow if you haven't already, so you don't miss any of the action. Shout out to Mr. Moose 524 for the Prime sub, much appreciated. But we're going to send it to a quick break. We'll be back in just under 10 minutes here for some more action. So we're heading to the Prospect League for a great one. We'll see you guys in a little bit.